Today we are bussing it to the famous Cape Reinga and 90 Mile Beach.
It is 7 in the morning?
Yeah.
7 in the morning. It's an early and cold rise, but the weather looks like it's going to be beautiful. And we are waiting for awesome New Zealand's bus because we are heading all the way up to Cape Reinga. It's going to be an entire super long day. What time are we coming back?
I'm not sure. I think it's around 5 or something.
Boom. So yes, today we are joining the team from Awesome New Zealand, which is the same company than GreatSights, so that's why you see a different stickers on the bus. And we are hopping on the bus to Cape Reinga. It is one of the most popular day tours to do in New Zealand, and we are stoked to be joining them today.
After we have picked up straight from our accommodation at the base Backpackers, we are hitting the road to our first pit stop because yes, there is more than 400 kilometers of road to go through today, so there's going to be a lot of stuff to see along the way. And the first stop is the Puketi Forest.
The short 10-minute loop walk that we're going to be doing in the Puketi Forest right here is the easiest walk we've been doing in New Zealand so far. It's incredibly easy to tackle, it's all on board walk and any fitness level can actually tackle that walk. The Puketi Forest is world famous for its massive concentration of Kauri trees. The Kauri trees are those gigantic trees that you can see right here on screen. The Kauri trees that we're looking at right now are all over 1,000 years old. They are incredible trees. It's quite fascinating to look at them. They are super lean, super tall and extremely resistant. They are some of the oldest trees in the country, in fact. And it's really easy to realize why the early settlers in New Zealand used to cut them to make their houses out of those trees. However, now they are protected trees because, well, you know, they are really endangered in New Zealand and it is forbidden to harvest the wood from a Kauri tree. And this is another reason why the whole track was boardwalk. As we get back on the bus, our bus driver gives us commentary and explains to us that the Kauri trees have very shallow roots, meaning that they are very near to the ground. So if we were to walk around the Kauri trees on the ground so often as bus tours are going, it would be endangering those trees. But we are already back on the road toward the next stop of our itineraries. There is heaps of pit stops that we're going to be checking off our list as we go with this tour today. And the next one is going to be Doubtless Bay.
Doubtless Bay is made up of loads of little coastal communities and little beaches, and the place that we're stopping at is Te Paki Bay, and we stop here for refreshments and also for a bit of a walk along the beautiful golden sand beach. These stops that we're taking on the Cape Reinga tour are an awesome insight into what the Northland region is all about. The Northland region is dotted with these beautiful beaches and stunning coastline, and the weather seems to be always really good and sunny up here, and that's why they call the Northland region the Winterless North. Back on the bus, we get to sit back and relax and see the magnificent scenery go by until we reach our lunch stop for today, which is in Hauhora.
Yep, that's right, you heard it, free lunch. The lunch is included in the tour and we are going for a classic Kiwi lunch. It's fish and chips. There is no better place than Northland to get some fish and chips. The fish is so fresh, it's literally right out of the sea. And speaking of seas, we're going to be looking at the sea while having our lunch. We are having lunch right in front of a beautiful estuary filled with wildlife. There is heaps of seagull and this reminds us very early on during New Zealand's biggest gap year when we were in Whitianga and we got all our chips stolen by a massive bunch of seagull. If you guys want to check this episode out, we're gonna put a card right up. But we have a jam-packed itinerary today, so we are taking a last glimpse of the view, we are stuffing the last few french fries in our mouth, and we are already back in the bus. We are now making our way to the crown jewel of our tour. Yes, that's right, we are finally heading to Cape Reinga, which is going to be our next stop.
The anticipation is growing as we're making our way to the northernmost point of New Zealand, and our bus driver Kevin is telling us all about this amazing place and how much time we're going to get to explore the area. It's about a 10-minute walk from the car park, winding our way all the way down to the Cape Reinga Lighthouse. And along the way we get amazing views of the surrounding coastline and the lighthouse itself. There's perfect picture opportunities the whole way down. But that main one picture opportunity is of the lighthouse. So once we get to the bottom, we start taking a million photos. A fun little feature of Cape Reinga is this sign right here with all the major cities around the world and the distance from them. There's also loads of interpretation panels telling about the local history of the area, as well as the cultural significance to the local Maori people. Of course, the views from up here are absolutely outstanding as we can see loads of offshore islands, and we actually decide to go and get another viewpoint further up top on Cape Reinga where we can actually see the Pacific Ocean and the Tasman Sea colliding. On the west side of New Zealand you have the Tasman Sea, and on the east side of New Zealand there's the Pacific Ocean. At Cape Reinga you can see where these oceans are colliding, and that's what those waves are right there. It's a really unique sight. Although the official Cape Reinga walk is only about 10 minutes long, it feels like we've been all over the place, and with this heavy backpack I can really feel it.
So Laura, you decided to take the bag for this one? How's it feel?
Oh, it's okay. It's actually not too heavy because I have the tripod in my hand and we left our water bottle and stuff on the bus. But I just feel so sorry for you running around with a backpack on your back when you have a broken arm. It ain't right.
Alright, so after checking out Cape Reinga, which is an absolutely amazing place, we are hopping back into the bus and we are now making our way back down the North Island. We are going to be finishing our day trip in Paihia, but not without stopping for a few more pit stops like this one. Yes, probably the most popular sport to do in Northland is sandboarding, so we can't miss Te Paki stream, which is this place right here with obviously a little stream at the bottom and some massive sand dune where actually everybody of any fitness level can go down with a bodyboard. And obviously the bus driver has plenty of bodyboards for us to play with, and everybody is having a go at it. With bodyboard, once is never enough, but I have to be honest, the climb up the hill is actually quite steep, and on sand it's actually a hard climb, so everybody is having one or two go, but that's pretty much a max, and after all, Laura is dirty enough now.
It's like fun to go fast, but at the same time you know it's wrong.
After taking the time to dry ourselves and get back on the bus, we are now back on the road, and not any road, probably the most popular road in the country. It's called 90 Mile Beach. It's the official highway here on Northland, and yes, it's an actual beach. As we are driving down 90 Mile Beach, our driver is giving us a lot of commentaries, including a really fun fact, which is that 90 Mile Beach is actually not 90 miles. It's only about 55 miles, which is about 88 kilometers. So it's a mistranslation from kilometers down to miles, but they still mess up the math somewhere in between. We get the time to hop off the bus multiple times to take some awesome pictures, but the main attractions of 90 Mile Beach is definitely driving at full speed on this really flat beach. However, I have to say that this is not something that you want to do in your own car. The salt and the sand is actually really bad for the engine, and in fact, if you are renting a car in New Zealand, most of them do not cover you and actually recommend you not to be driving on 90 Mile Beach. So taking a bus tour is actually the best option to explore this very unique place in New Zealand. The views surrounding us are absolutely stunning. It's quite rare in New Zealand to find some places where you can see that far. New Zealand is a very hilly and mountainous country, so usually you see some beautiful mountain peaks everywhere. But on 90 Mile Beach you can see almost as far as well your eyes can see. We obviously take the time to take heaps of pictures, and we keep our bearings with the map that has been provided us with the tour. We can check out everywhere we are all along the way. I find that super handy.
Back to civilization. Back on the real roads.
Yes, after being on every type of road imaginable, we are back onto the normal tar sealed road, making our way to the next pit stop at Awanui. Here we're visiting the Kauri kingdom, where all the furniture here has been carved out of kauri trees that's been dug up from the ground.
So these stairs that I'm walking on right now is $2.5 million US. Honestly, this one works better.
Stopping in Awanui is also a good excuse to get some healthy refreshments like these ice creams before hopping back onto the bus where we're going to make the last leg toward Paihia. After 11 hours, this has definitely been one of the longest tours we've done in New Zealand, but it's been action-packed and epic.
Our activity starts actually before sunrise this morning. We are picked up by the Fullers GreatSights bus right outside of our accommodation here at base PP Patch. And yeah, that's all I got to say about that. See you tomorrow.